Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the gymnasium here at the South Jefferson Middle School for high school basketball. Brought to you by the NBC Watertown Stream Team. My name's Connor Lalone. Joining me is Ron Rockwood on commentary. Just fine-tuning the audio levels for you, Ron. Cody Wheeler on the camera and Zach Zabriskie on the controls. Girls basketball matchup between the Spartans and the Cavaliers. South Jeff's going to control off the tip and immediately get a good three. Shot rattles around, comes back out, and Savannah Hodges gets her own rebound eventually. Driving in, Hodges with the right hand, no good. And rebounded by IHC. Hodges with good pressure there. Nearly forced a turnover. Instead, it's IHC the other way. Abigail Bombard dished down low into the post for Larrabee and gets it back at the top of the arc. Picked up by Caitlin Whitley. Bounce pass taken away. Here comes South Jeff the other way. That's Brianna Morahan. She's fouled as she goes hard to the basket.
Interesting start here. No buckets, but some good ball handlers on both sides. Not a ton of size. It looks like it's going to be a guard shooting game.
Morahan buries the first free throw. Yeah, I'm with you, Ron. I think tough to gauge either of these teams when they were warming up. Second free throw from Morahan, no good. Neither of them did a lot of running, really any sort of actual drills. They just kind of stood around shooting the ball, so it didn't give us much of a look at what they have to offer.
Right, so from there, we kind of look at past results. Nice shot there on the baseline. And I'm more confused looking at some of the results from the early season based on the other teams that we've seen. I'm interested to see how this is going to play out tonight.
No, absolutely. Larrabee getting the bucket to give IHC an early lead. Three-pointer on this near side again, no good for Savannah Hodges.
If they didn't call the foul, she walked, so they bailed her out there by getting a hand on her.
It is a foul, the first against Brooke Perry. Bombard will carry for IHC. Just 6 players on the roster for IHC, which makes it really tough. You got to think for both the Bombards who'll be carrying the ball a lot, at least from what we've seen earlier.
They certainly handle the ball very well up top.
Abigail Bombard driving in, and blocking foul going to be whistled as she tried to get around Clara Stay. Couple of fouls early against South Jeff. They trail 2-1. Bombard hands it off to her sister, Abigail. Guarded by Whitley. Bounce pass into the post for Larrabee, back out. And now good look from the corner. Too strong, but Larrabee with the offensive rebound.
Again. Oh.
IHC does have a little bit of a size advantage down low for sure with Larrabee.
Larrabee is, it was harder to see in the warm-ups. You got 6 girls in the end, but now on the court you can see she's got some size.
Shot from the line, no good from Brooke Perry, and taken away by Abigail Bombard.
Behind the back, nice move.
Like you said, have a couple of players who can really handle the ball. Both the Bombards very talented at that. It's coming back to me a little bit watching them at JCC last year.
Yep.
Both of them very capable at ball carrying.
Nice pass inside. Just let her too much. Nice alley. They run a nice system, that offense. They end up with somebody under the basket or somebody in the with a corner 3.
Just unable to connect the Bombards that time. Again, just a really good cut to the basket. It was there. Pass just slightly ahead of that streaking run. Whitley, long skip out to the near side, and passing up the shot that time.
Nice
Savannah Hodges to get into the paint instead.
Well done.
Had a couple of good looks from 3. South Jeff's leading scorer, Savannah Hodges. Didn't get either of those to fall and passed it up that time. Drove in. Good press from the Spartans here. They're going to be whistled for
10 seconds, I think was the call.
Yeah, first I thought it was going to be a foul against
I thought the same thing.
South Jeff, and then
yep.
There was no real foul signaled. And Spartan's going to end up with the ball, so that's exactly what happened. That one jumped, and a fight for it underneath. Able to come up with it and get the pass away. Moorhan.
Open three.
Whitley can't get it to fall. Larrabee with a rebound. Got to be her third or fourth already. Bombard. Picked up by Perry, and now going to take the deep three.
Bang! That was 2 or 3 feet behind the line. Nice shot.
Well beyond the arc.
That's a walk, I think.
I think we're going to get...
Oh, they called a foul on the floor.
I thought, again, I was right on page with you.
Yes.
I thought that looked like a travel or a carry, one or the other.
Right.
Instead, foul whistled against IHC. Well, as long as the board's up to date, that's already the second against Abigail Bombard. Right underneath the basket.
How she missed the line there. She
did. She did step out of bounds. Savannah Hodges.
She had tiptoed twice. I can't believe she didn't hit it before that. Right
South
into
Jeff
the
again
middle
pressing.
Of the press.
Able to poke that one free.
Nice hands. Bombard stole it right back for her sister.
Exactly right. Deflected away as Caitlin Whitley tried to pass it into the post. Good hard screen from Larrabee. Long
deep
three. No good. Larrabee nearly came up with another offensive rebound. Both teams aggressive in the full court anyway.
One-handed pass.
Into the corner. Hodges dished back out. Stay. Out to Whitley. Long pass out to Hodges on the near side. Good feed to find Stay. Now back up top. Perry into the post. With the right hand, no good for Moorhan. Fight for it. Able to save it on the near side. Somehow is Isabella Bombard, and then I think she's going to step out of bounds.
She had the right idea. If she got by there, it was going to be a 2-on-1. Just didn't give her enough room.
Stay inbounds to Whitley. She's going to take the mid-range jumper and rattle it in.
Nice set.
All tied up at 5.
Clearly making the effort to take Abigail Bombard, get the ball out of her hands coming up the court. They're trapping her, leaving everybody else. Another deep three, leaving everybody else. I think they've just decided we're not going to let her beat us. And there she is, 1-on-2 to the rack.
Hodges did a good job to come down with a rebound and then threw it away. Eventually played just enough defense to put off Bombard. And we stay tied at 5 with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Another
That's got to be a foul.
Loose ball, and Hodges is going to pick up a foul on the near side.
Boy, active hands, good active defense from IHC, which, I mean, obviously you want them to play that way, but with only a 6-person roster, boy, fatigue, they've got to, I'm assuming, spend that entire offseason just getting in shape for the style of ball they want to play, and it seems to work for them. Be interesting to see if they can keep it up for 4 quarters.
So you mentioned just the one sub for IHC. She's checked in. Liana McAtee comes in for Larrabee. Almost went the other way, and then another block going to be whistled against South Jeff. Good physical matchup. I'm not sure we would have maybe expected that given the size of these two teams.
Yeah, watching warm-ups, it looked like it was going to be a guard, pass it around, take the open jump shot kind of game, and it's been fairly physical. South Jeff piling up some early fouls here.
Bombard inbounds. Gets it back at the top of the arc. Abigail Bombard going to step in and take the three off the glass.
I actually think that one was intentional. A lot of those bank shots happened by accident. That one looked intentional to me.
Hodges still can't dial it in from deep. Offensive rebound, Moorhan. Her shot no good. Then another offensive rebound and a third before being poked loose. Chloe Elmer, a couple of rebounds there. Couldn't corral it, couldn't control it long enough to get a shot off. Second shot, I should say.
They've extended that defense on Bombard, too. They've got the defenders right out to the three-point line. If she's going to make more threes, they're going to have to. She's going to have to make them from a few feet beyond the arc.
She already did that once from well beyond the arc. This one is going to be another foul, the 5th already against South Jeff here in the first quarter of play. 1:39 to go.
Makes her pretty hard to guard. If she can make a shot out there and they start to guard her, she can easily go around them. She's quick.
Has the
and
vision.
not afraid to go into the lane.
Well, that too, and has the vision to find other players as well, and ability. Here she is at the line. First of two. No good. Off the left side of the iron and out. 7-5 the score. Second free throw for Abigail Bombard falls in. 8-5 now. IHC with a full court press. They're going to come up with a steal taken away by Isabella Bombard. She dishes to Abigail and then taken away by Chloe Elmer.
I think they maybe missed a walk.
Sure looked like it. Poked free and taken away by Chanel Lott. Comes IHC the other way.
And I think Abigail just literally took it away from her teammate Delaney there coming up the court.
Into the corner. Three-pointer there is good.
I think she had a foot on the line. I think they're going to give her two. Maybe it was three. No, I think it's two. They had a free throw to put it to 8.
Yep, looks like two. Long two. Isabella Bombard had her foot on the line. Might actually been Delaney in the corner. This one's going to go out of play. Last touch by IHC. Claire Stay will come in for South Jeff, replacing Caitlin Whitley, and then Bria Larrabee will come back in for IHC. I have to think that's something they'll do a lot. Rotate that one sub in all game.
Absolutely. Almost you would think have to be a steady rotation to get everybody a blow.
Hodges again from this near side. Can't get the three to fall. Bombards exchange the ball at the top of the arc. Isabella has it right back. Gets the screen from Lott. Guarded tightly by Stay. Shot clock down to 5. We had the same thought there. Going to have to put one up. They do. That one looked right on line from up here. Just too strong off the back of the iron. Here's Hodges the other way. Gets past the defense. Delaney didn't really want to commit too hard and risk the three-point play, I don't think. And Hodges uses the glass. 10-7. Down to about 5 seconds to go. Floater with the left hand, no good. Rebounded by South Jeff. They have a chance here. 2 seconds left. Hodges right at the buzzer.
Nice.
Gets it to fall.
The buzzer beater. That's a pretty fun first quarter right there.
Back and forth, up and down. Good physical fight between two teams without a lot of size.
Nope. Honestly, right to this point, look evenly matched. They play similar styles. 4 quarters of that will be fun to watch. That'd make me hungry. You know what I feel like getting for dinner tonight? A little Drex subs.
Well, Drex subs, always a good meal.
You can't miss with a Drex sub.
A meal for your money, not a snack. I don't know if they still use that, but they always used to.
That's a good one.
They always used to on the wrapping. Drex subs, huge thank you to them for sponsoring high school basketball, brought to you by the NBC Watertown Stream Team, also presented by the Bob Johnson Auto Group. They've got all sorts of deals happening all the time up there. They'll beat any deal on a new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram by $30 a month. Give them a call at 315-965-8072. That's the Bob Johnson Auto Group. And a huge thank you to the Church Street Diner as well for sponsoring high school basketball. Got all sorts of daily specials, changes every day, so there's always something new. Go to the Facebook page and see what their soup of the day is. And fish fries on Friday with homemade mac and cheese. That's the Church Street Diner. Reminder, too, we've got Buffalo Wild Wings coupon cards up here. So if you happen to see us out at a game, or somebody who's here tonight, give them a shout. Tell them to come up to the back of the bleachers. We're up on. There's a little bit of a catwalk up here in the middle school gym, up behind the bleachers. A really good spot to watch what's been a really good basketball game.
Yeah, this is a great spot. So a few games I've been able to do with you guys this year. We've got one we were standing on the corner of the court, one right on the floor at midcourt. Boy, this is sweet up above. Got some room. You can see the entire court. You can really get a better look at the entire game. Just a shot like that, you can see the spacing underneath. It's beautiful. Great facility here at South Jeff.
It's the middle school gym, which they use for sporting events whenever they can. It certainly gets priority over the high school gym.
I believe it. I think the volleyball team plays in here as well.
Volleyball, both basketball teams play in here. Just a really solid facility, and I'm a little biased. But again, Bombard just really fluid with the ball in her hands.
And they are doubling her. The time she gets the ball, she's under a double team.
South Jeff takes the lead in transition. Brooke Perry gets to the basket that time. You're absolutely right. Bombard just having all the space blocked off every time she gets the basketball, which is pretty much every time up the court for IHC.
And I'm going to guess that's she gets a steady dose of that, not just tonight, but all season. Pretty clear she's their primary ball handler. If they can take her away, force IHC to go to that second option. We'll see what that is. If they can find a steady second option, they're going to have some success.
That one rattled around, eventually fell right into the lap of Bria Larrabee, who couldn't get the second chance shot to go. And South Jeff comes the other way.
Another open triple.
Stay, too strong. Rebounded by IHC. It was Chanel Lott, but then the jump ball whistled. IHC will get the ball after that jump.
See if they go to that immediate trap on Bombard. That's been the staple here for the last few minutes of the first quarter.
They've already got pressure on the inbound, and now Hodges got a hand on that ball as Bombard came over half court, able to control the basketball, and now IHC will set up the offense. Good screen from Larrabee. Bombard from three. No good. Larrabee with the offensive rebound.
Oh.
And her second chance shot again, no good. Rebounded by Elmer, and here comes South Jeff the other way.
Got a couple nice looks underneath on those offensive rebounds the last two trips. Really point blank, just unable to get them to go.
Whitley dished off to Hodges. She picked up her dribble. Passing to find Whitley. Now Hodges underneath. Gets it to roll in. Just enough of a fake that time to get a good look at the basket. 13-10, South Jeff leading. Again with a press.
Oh,
a lot of contact there, no
Wow.
whistle. A lot of contact between Brooke Perry and Juliana Delaney. That one's going to go out of bounds. Couldn't quite connect on the pass to Lott down low. IHC pressing as well. Saw that quite a bit in the first quarter. South Jeff gets it inbounds to Whitley. Now back to Hodges. She picked up her dribble as she came over half court and hands off to Caitlin Whitley. Hodges. Whitley up top. Doubled there. Into the post now, back out Whitley with good look. No good. Fight for underneath. Elmer comes up with it, gets it out to Hodges. She puts up the three, still can't get one to fall. Whitley, probably the shortest player on the court, comes up with a rebound, and then she traveled.
Yeah, those long threes tend to lead to long rebounds.
Hodges, South Jeff's leading scorer, like she was last year too, just has been able to dial in from deep. Going hard to the paint was Abigail Bombard, and then an offensive rebound by Larrabee. She was fouled in the act of shooting.
As much ball handling and passing as we've seen on the outside, it's actually been pretty physical inside, really on both ends. Almost like South Jeff has made the effort in this second quarter to get the ball inside. Got a couple shots, layups.
Well, when the threes aren't dropping, and they haven't yet for the Spartans, got to be able to do something else. They have, so far, it's mostly been Hodges taking it into the paint. Here she is on the ball in the near corner. Fakes the shot, picked up the dribble. Perry out to Whitley. Into the post. Back out.
Oh, nice look.
Good movement to find Hodges again wide open, and still unable to get it to fall. That went out of bounds. Last touch by Abigail Bombard. So South Jeff will keep possession of the basketball. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Whitley gets it inbounds to Hodges up top. She hands off for Perry.
Not sure what the whistle here is for.
Not either, unless the shot clock might not have restarted or it got reset, I think.
Yep, I think you're right. Ball went off IHC, should have been reset. Yep, good call.
Well, after all of that, they do end up resetting it. Initially, it was down to 8, and then they reset it up to 30. Long-time South Jeff gym coach, Coach Williams over there with Terry Burgess, well known throughout the North Country. Tell you what, I only had one health teacher, but Terry Burgess was the best one I ever had. Hell of a soccer coach, too. First free throw from the line, no good. And then the second falls in for Brooke Perry.
South Jeff adjustments at the end of the first quarter have worked. IHC yet to put a point on the board here in the second quarter. They held that 10-9 lead. South Jeff working a little better on offense, and IHC the other direction. Just haven't put it together here yet.
South Jeff have pressed really hard. They got another steal that last time out, but double dribble whistled against Whitley, and then again this time just the pressure, forcing Bombard to make an errant pass. The only thing Locke could do was try to slap that one back into the court in the area of play.
Clearly the double team of Bombard is part of the strategy. I don't know if it's just happened this way, but it seems like they've pinned her on this sideline 3 or 4 times already here. Whether that's IHC's issue, getting her the ball, trying to come up the side, or whether they're forcing her there, but they've had a lot of luck pinning her across this sideline.
The near side, for sure. Handed off. That one no good. And a fight for it. Didn't end up being too much of a fight, actually. Caitlin Whitley took it away. 14-10, just under halfway through quarter number 2. Hodges starting to second guess it, I think, after having several good looks.
Nice, you can see that coming. Bombard, one-on-one, nice move, nice shot. She was well guarded there, that was a nice play.
Isabella Bombard, the younger of the two. In transition, Hodges again faking the 3, driving in, no good, gets her own rebound, and gets a default.
I think Larrabee got a hand on the first one, but it came right back to her, and she was able to put the second one home.
South Jeff, again with the pressure, gets another takeaway. Brooke Perry won't get the layup to fall, but she will draw a foul.
Where they've started to turn IHC over quite a bit here in the second quarter. That's really the difference in the quarter.
Still a close game, 16-12. Perry adds one more. Again, really solid from the line, Brooke Perry. And again, South Jeff with the pressure. IHC able to get it over half court. And poked free. Whitley sitting down on the court. Ball fell right into her lap after Hodges poked it free. Whitley, shot fake. Hodges on the near side. Had Elmer in the post. Instead, is going to go back up top to Perry. Quinn. And now Hodges. And
she's passed up her last few open looks on the 3 to take it to the basket. That one she felt good about.
Savannah Hodges hasn't gotten anything to fall from beyond the arc. But I got to say, she's probably, I'll have to check with Zach Zabriskie, probably leading all scorers, except for maybe Abigail Bombard, who's on the ball right now. Driving against Perry. Good pressure from Perry. Bombard through contact.
Oh, they bailed her out. Foul with 2 on the shot clock.
Bombard did enough to just ride through the contact. And once she got around Brooke Perry, Perry felt inclined to do something a little drastic. Got the arm across. Nearly poked free from Whitley. It's going to come off of Bombard.
Oh, they called
and
that
no backcourt.
Thought it went right off her foot.
Isabella driving in, can't get it to fall. Fight for it underneath after the offensive rebound for Larrabee.
She's done the work inside on those. She just hasn't been able to get those putbacks to go. But boy, she's got, I got to say, 5 or 6 offensive rebounds already here in the first half.
We're looking over Zach's shoulder here. She's got 9 rebounds already, but just the 2 points. Free throw, missed everything. tell you what, that one fooled me for a second up here.
Good.
It looked like it was on
good.
a really good line. Must have just missed to the right of the basket on this near side. Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Quinn. South Jeff the other way. Into the game for the Spartans is Brianna Morahan, who started. Hodges got the screen with the wrong side of it, and then her bounce pass nearly taken away by Delaney. Quinn, now Hodges, going to drive in and get to the basket. Doesn't get it to fall. Fight for it underneath. Took it away from Larrabee. And now they'll recycle. Whitley with the three, and that one is good.
Nice look.
Second chance opportunity turns into a three after Hodges fights to get her own miss. Some good ball movement from the Spartans. Here's
wow.
Bombard, and I thought that was going to be a foul call.
Looked like a lot of body, but.
Official right there.
Yep, Wiley had a pretty good look at it. She was right there.
Said it was blocked. Under a minute to go, and the shot clock down to 2. Long three, looked good from here, and it was
we were right
on the line. Just a little short. Hodges, mid-range. That doesn't fall either. Offensive rebound for the Spartans. That was
nice
Morahan.
Right back inside. I don't think she saw that pass coming until it was in her hand.
That's just the way both of these teams have played defense.
Yes.
Foul again against South Jeff.
Boy, if they could just watching from up here, the IHC offense, if they could find a second shooter, Bombard is drawing 2 and 3 defenders every time she's got the ball. Somebody's open. They just got to find somebody that can knock down that shot, take some of that pressure off her. Until they do that, I mean, South Jeff's playing the way they should play it, take the ball out of the best player's hands.
After the second foul against Hodges, Bombard makes both from the line. 21-14 with 20 seconds and a half to go in quarter number 2. Shot clock turned off, obviously, as South Jeff gets over half court. Morahan into Quinn. Stay, mid-range shot. Too strong. Quinn fighting for it, able to save it in bounds, and it comes right out to Whitley. Her three-pointer no good.
4 seconds.
IHC does have a chance to get a shot off here. And it's going to be well short. Last-ditch effort from Bombard. Just barely making it into the painted area. 21-14 the score at halftime. The Spartans leading over the Cavaliers, and it was really the adjustments they made in that second quarter to really put the pressure on IHC as they try to get the ball over half court.
Yeah, the pressure they put on Bombard and their offense, if they don't have that three immediately, they're going to the hole, and they're exploiting that inside. Well, they were down 10-9. They put up 12 in that second quarter to take a nice 7-point lead here at halftime.
Zach Zabriskie very thoughtfully, next to his tally marks, has put the Roman numerals in parentheses, so that way I don't have to try to count them. Whitley with 5, Perry with 5, Morahan with 1. Savannah Hodges leads all scorers with 10 points. Abigail Bombard with 8 for IHC, Isabella with 4, Bria Larrabee with 2. Larrabee, as we mentioned earlier, 9 rebounds. Isabella Bombard has 4 steals of her own, and South Jeff has spread them around pretty good. 5 different players with at least a steal for the Spartans.
And with that tough defense they're playing, they've got enough players they can rotate them in. Nobody really in foul trouble. I don't think anybody with more than 2. IHC really doesn't have that luxury. They may want to step up that defensive intensity a little bit, but they don't have the bench with one person to spare to get people in foul trouble. So it kind of limits what they can do. They get a lot of defensive action with their quick hands, but they can't be overly aggressive physically. They just don't have the people to back that up if the whistle tends to blow more than they expect.
Well, it hasn't been – it's been physical. It's been a tough matchup, but it hasn't been overly –
No, certainly not rough. But, again, it looked it looked like it set up to be a guards game, which I think it still is, but there's been a lot more happening inside than I expected to see.
Well, especially because outside of Abigail Bombard, nobody's really made a three. I think Whitley might have one. Other than that, nobody has really hit from beyond the arc with much consistency. And so after all of that, halfway through, 21-14 is the score from the middle school gymnasium here in Adams, New York. Spartans leading over the Cavaliers on high school basketball. Brought to you by the NBC Watertown Stream Team, presented by the Bob Johnson Auto Group. They got the largest new vehicle inventory in upstate New York. And they've even got the all-new trail-rated Jeep Wrangler. Give them a call at 315-965-8072.
Well, if you can hold down the fort here, I got 7.5 minutes. I might run and get direct subs, not just for a snack, but for a meal. And I think I can make it back here by the third quarter.
I think you've got plenty of time. Direct subs all over the place up here in the North Country. One right down the street.
There is.
In Adams. Been there many a time in my youth. Right next to Mirabito. I always want to call it Mirabito. It's Mirabito. That's where the closest Direct Subs is to us anyway. Direct Subs sponsor for tonight's live stream, as well as the Church Street Diner. All sorts of daily specials up there. You can always see them on their Facebook page, as well as the soup of the day. And on Fridays, fish fry and homemade mac and cheese. That's a Church Street Diner in Carthage. We're going to take a break for halftime for the stream team. Cody Wheeler, Zach Zabriskie, Ron Rockwood. My name's Connor Lalone. Don't go away. We'll be right back for the second half. South Jeff leads 21-14. main building here. Second half of basketball.
I'll turn the tables on you here. You usually
Sure.
set me up with a question, so I'm going to ask you one.
Yeah.
If I watch these games, and that as they head to halftime, I think, all right, if I'm the coach, what am I telling each squad? What would you have been telling each squad if you were telling them one thing heading into the half? What would you have said to each team? Something stick out to you? Oh,
Travel there against Bombard. No, I think South Jeff be a lot of the same really in the second, what they did in that second quarter. Continue that into the second half, really pressuring Bombard, able to turn the ball over, get the ball down low like that. Good look for Moorhan, didn't fall, and then the second chance for Stay does. That's how South Jeff has had success in this game. Get the ball down low.
Oh, got her again.
And again, defensively, for IHC, they've got to come up with a way to solve that South Jeff press, whether that's getting Isabella Bombard involved in carrying the ball up the court, getting Delaney down there, or maybe bringing one of their bigger players, Larrabee, down on the inbound plays to try to just maybe get the ball at the free throw line and turn and look to distribute instead of getting the ball to Larrabee or to Bombard every time.
Yeah.
And South Jeff has been able to corral her and control her for the most part.
Yeah, Bombard clearly a gifted player, but to me, when you've got your best ball handler is also your primary scorer, makes it pretty easy on the defense to take away both things by taking away one player. To me, if they got to find some sort of second option, I think she'll find them with the ball, but she's got to get the ball to somebody that would consistently put it in the hole, and they just haven't found that yet.
I like that. Maybe we should start doing that. Have you ask me questions.
That's
So
as I sit here.
a bit of a
halftime,
refreshing kind of new thing for me to think about, new way to look at the game.
And since we don't have the prompt to start with, it could be interesting what we actually come out with.
That's always the fun part. Whitley, three-pointer no good. Hodges driving in, had it poked loose, but it came right to Stay, and that one somehow stayed out. Fight for it underneath between Morahan and Lott. Jump ball. IHC will get it. They must have already switched the possession arrow down there.
They did. As soon as South Jeff started the half, as soon as they brought it in, they flipped the arrow.
Well, I looked down, and they switched it on me before I even had a chance to see whose ball it was. Jen Williams down there quick on the switch. Bombard in the corner.
Nice triple.
Well,
There's
there's
their
a
second three.
different look for IHC out of that timeout.
Yeah, they put somebody else up top. They've got to me, take away one of those two things. If they can get somebody else to run the offense from the top, that opens up your best shooter.
Perry faked the three, stepped in, got fouled as she let one go from the free throw line. She'll stay right there for two shots. Yeah, it was different for IHC. They came down, and instead of Abigail Bombard having the ball, it was Isabella.
Right.
And she was able to find her sister in the corner. Something that Mike Delaney would have drawn up in that timeout, early timeout in the second half. I think that's our only timeout we've had called all night.
It might have been one early, maybe halfway through the first quarter, but there hasn't been a lot. It's a pretty quick first half.
Into the corner for Lott. She gets it back up top for Isabella Bombard. Abigail. Screen from Larrabee. Bombard.
Oh, they found her open. They were in a good set. She went through three screens to get open.
Has the ball now, guarded by Clara Stay. Shot clock winding down. A lot of contact on that three. Shot clock violation. IHC that time trying to do something a little bit different. Good defense at times, poked out of bounds. South Jeff will keep the ball. Trying to do something different offensively at that time. Just couldn't really come up with a great look. Had to heave one up. South Jeff does get it in.
Putting everybody in this man-to-man press, and it worked. Got a turnover out of it.
Well, Whitley was open and had all sorts of space in front of her. Bounce pass just ahead of her, and she couldn't catch up to it. And so Michelle Whitley will respond with a timeout of her own for South Jeff.
Yeah, we spoke too soon on the no timeouts. Now they're rapid succession.
That's how it seems to go. If you mention something and you're wearing a headset,
You've jinxed something.
tends to go the opposite way pretty quickly. Seems that way anyway. 5 minutes and 28 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Scoreboard up there still says 2, but I suppose that could signify second half.
Yeah, there's a lot of numbers they got to keep track of. They can't get them all.
There are quite a few up there. 23-17, South Jeff leading. So far they've been able to limit Bombard. Somehow she got out of that, threw it all the way down the court. Delaney was over here on the near side and misjudged how high it was going to bounce because of how high it was thrown.
I almost think she saw the pass and it wasn't going to be on target. She tried to get there first. It bounced first to get there and then bounced right over her head.
Skip pass, Hodges. Really likes to set up on that left side. Going to take the 3. Still doesn't get it to fall. And
good rebound.
Larrabee with a rebound for the Cavaliers.
She has stacked up some serious rebounds in this game.
Double on this near side. It's going to be a backcourt.
Tried to bounce it off the leg, and the leg wasn't there.
Again, South Jeff swarming. Abigail Bombard, nowhere to go. Whitley. Picked up by Delaney, poked loose. And here comes IHC. Rare look for them in transition. A lot of contact, no whistle. Offensive rebound. Whitley, and that one was blocked by Stay. Whitley traveled.
Yes, she did.
A couple times South Jeff has done that. Picked up the dribble.
She looked like she didn't believe the call, but that was a pretty easy call.
Just too much momentum there to stop that quickly. So IHC will get the ball. Isabella Bombard will inbound for them. Abigail Bombard picked up at the top of the arc by Perry. Isabella guarded by Stay. And back to Abigail. Shot clock is all the way down. I don't think anybody realized it. Poke loose. Here comes South Jeff the other way.
Boy, they're letting them play. They are not blowing that whistle.
Bit of a reversal from the first half anyway. Bombard driving in. There is one.
Had to call that one. But again, to be fair, thought they, missed one down here. They called it the same. As long as you call it the same on both ends, everybody knows how you're going to call it. Fair enough. Just don't call a different one end of the court and the other. And they really haven't done that.
Nope. Consistency
Absolutely
is the biggest thing you ask for. And
even
they
as
have
a coach,
been tonight. Really, all year, any game I've seen has been that way. But I think tonight they've done a good job. Second rebound, second free throw, no good. Rebound by Caitlin Whitley. And then immediately taken away. Larrabee comes up with the steal. Not sure if that one was poked from behind or if Whitley just lost the handle.
It looked to me like she just lost it. IHC just can't cut that lead. Well, it's 5 now. I thought it was 6 when I looked before. I think they just threw another point up there. But
Whitley came up with a loose ball.
I swear when they got the ball it was 23-17. But regardless, they can't seem to cut that lead within that 3-4 point range, get it down to one possession. They've been hanging around 5 or 6 since the middle of the second quarter.
Yeah, for how well South Jeff has played defense, they haven't scored the basketball all that well.
Nope.
And so even though it seems like they've really been quite a bit better than IHC, they really haven't been because they haven't put the ball in the basket.
Right.
Got a bit of confusion here. I think Mike Delaney for IHC is suggesting that should have been.
I'm not sure what happened.
I think he was concerned that South Jeff took too long to inbound the ball there. But South Jeff took a timeout before that happened. I think that's what the discussion was about.
They did fix the scoreboard. It's the third quarter now.
Well, I was pretty sure. Again, I'm not.
Well, we took that direct subs break at halftime, so
There
it
you
had
go.
to be the third quarter.
There you go. Unless we missed the third quarter entirely, in which
Because
case it
we
would have
got
been
the whole
4
sub.
and not 2. So.
Because we wanted a meal and not a snack.
Exactly. Ron's having a lot of fun with the direct subs. We didn't receive a lot of direction.
I am a direct subs fan. I'm not going to lie. They genuinely good subs. Although if I'm in Carthage, honestly, the Church Street Diner, phenomenal food too. You can't miss it either place. Clearly, I like my food. I'm giving you a first-hand account of quality eating establishments.
Huge thank you to Drex and the Church Street Diner for supporting high school basketball, as well as the Bob Johnson Auto Group, our overall sponsor for this season. Whitley over to Perry. Back to Whitley on this near side. Whitley, dish back out. Hodges nearly taken away, but Savannah
Right to the
Hodges
hole.
cuts in. Good
Another
look.
rebound. Boy, she has worked hard on the boards.
It's a good look for
Larrabee has done a phenomenal job on the glass. Got to be 12, 13 rebounds. 16, 15, 14 rebounds. Zach, the stat master.
that one poked out of bounds. Must have come back off of IHC. Over in front of their bench. I guess just for continuity's sake, South Jeff put out the same amount of chairs for IHC as they did for themselves, but looks
A little deserted over there.
a little bit strange with only one player on the bench over there. IHC just 6 players on the roster. Whitley's 3, no good. Out of the hands of Elmer and rebounded by IHC, taken away by Chanel Lott. Abigail Bombard the other way, doubled. Skip pass over to her sister, and then taken away.
They telegraphed that one. They had a player open in the corner. That's a walk. Well, IHC is doing a nice job on the defensive end. They just cannot put the ball in the hole. At this point, they're not really getting shots off.
Neither team has scored all that well tonight. 23-18 as we're under 2 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Which makes it a little more intriguing when you look at the results that these two teams have had before tonight, too.
Triple. Bang! That's her third 3. And now we've got a ball game. Now it's a one-possession game.
23-21. Bombard with another 3. You have to figure that's what IHC's done well
Another rebound.
on the nights that they've won. And again, yes, Larrabee with the rebound. Here comes Bombard the other way. And poked free. Here comes Perry for South Jeff in transition. Going to slow it back down. Looking for Whitley underneath. Fake shot.
Oh, nice play. That's a nice shot.
Caitlin Whitley gets it to fall in.
Would have been the tendency there is to just get that ball up very quickly. And she took the time for the pump fake.
Whitley took it away, got it to Hodges, and she's fouled underneath. And so IHC got the 3 from Bombard. South Jeff answering right back.
Exactly what I was thinking, boy. They just, as we said, they cut that to 2, and bang, it's almost like they turned it up a notch.
Just that full court press really kicking into another higher gear than they have been for most of the third quarter. Second free throw from Hodges good as well, and it's back up to 6.
There's that 6-point lead again. They cut it to 2, and boom, 4 quick points. A bucket and 2 free throws out of South Jeff. And
Couple
here
of
comes that trap on
quick
Bombard.
steals. IHC's got to get it over half court. They're going to call. Nope, it is a violation. I thought maybe IHC was going to call a timeout. Might have been out of bounds on
No,
this
the
near
clock was at
sideline.
19, so it had to be this violation. Boy, they had a decent press, but all of a sudden when that got down to 2, they just turned that intensity up.
And that's another way for South Jeff to get some points on the board. When you're not shooting the ball all that well, you get opportunities in transition by forcing steals. Those are some of the best looks you're going to get. Driving in, getting the shot to fall. I don't know if they're going to count it. They won't.
Right on the floor.
Brooke Perry looking a little incredulous. Thought that one should have counted, but it won't. That'll be the second foul against Juliana Delaney. Hodges driving in with a left hand. No good.
Another rebound.
Rebound for Larrabee yet again.
She's going to take that all the way to the hole. Oh.
Out of bounds. Poked.
Good defense there, not to commit the foul, just to knock it away.
By Brooke Perry. Bombard had a lot to her left, and I think you're right. She just put her head down, was going all the way to the basket no matter what. Bombard.
Nice screen up top to get her some space, but
picked up her dribble. That really cost her. Isabella Bombard has the ball, picked up by Caitlin Whitley. Travel. And that's getting to South Jeff.
Little miscommunication there. She was looking to give it up, and her sister was looking to make a move.
The bench and the crowd here in front of us getting fired up with each IHC turnover. Hodges, a couple of good dribble moves, gets the painted area, can't get it to fall the floater.
Rebound.
Guess who? Bria Larrabee. Time's going to run out on the third quarter. Larrabee up to 16 rebounds.
7 points apiece in that quarter. They're playing them even. IHC, I mean, they just can't get over that hump. Working so hard to get the ball up the court, and they can't get that offense into motion. Playing good defense. They're fighting. He's going to have to find a way to manufacture some points here to get back in this.
Well, and with just 6 players on the roster, I wonder how much fatigue starts to set in, too.
Yeah, how much gas left in the tank heading to the fourth.
It's really difficult to keep playing, and they've been pressing themselves pretty much all game. Yep. That's not an easy style of basketball to play when you have a full bench.
Difference when South Jeff has gotten some of those turnovers, they've ended up getting at the basket. Doesn't seem like that works for IHC. They'll get some turnovers, but their balls are knocked out of bounds or they're running off the end of the court. They aren't turning that into layups or free throws.
So 27-21 the score after 3 quarters of play here at South Jeff in Adams, New York. High school basketball presented by the Bob Johnson Auto Group Direct Subs in the Church Street Diner. Reminder, too, we've got Buffalo Wild Wings coupon cards to give away. So if you ever see us out and about at a high school basketball game, swing by our table where we're set up.
What do you get with those coupon cards? Free wings?
They are $5 off when you spend $25.
Ooh, nice deal.
Which is a pretty good deal.
Anybody listening, if you know somebody here, send them up.
Absolutely. We'd love to be able to give some of those away. We've got plenty of them. Thank you to everybody who makes our streams possible. Pass nearly jumped by Bombard. Hodges took the mid-range. She hasn't gotten really anything to fall from outside of the paint tonight. South Jeff hasn't really shot the ball that well either from anywhere other than pretty much right under the basket. Good pressure, though, on defense.
2 seconds.
Ooh, they get it over. That shot clock down under 10, down to 5 now.
I don't think she sees it. She doesn't see it. Oh, it was 10. I was thinking I couldn't see the 1. I thought it was down
I
to
couldn't
0.
either, Ron. I thought the same thing. I thought that must have been quick to get down to 10 already, or to the 0 already, and it was 10. Our angle couldn't see the 1, just the 0. That makes a lot more sense. It is down to 4 now, though.
The real 4 this time.
And they get the shot off. No good. Rebounded by Chloe Elmer, taken away by the Spartans. Over half court, Brooke Perry. Gets it to Whitley. Shot from the free throw line. It was a good look. Absolutely. Perry got to the free throw line, had a good look, wide open. She's made a couple of shots from in and around that range. Made a 3, at least 1 3 as well. Couldn't get that one to fall. 29-21. Here in quarter number 4. Bombard nearly had it taken away. Did a really good job to protect the ball.
And to not travel.
South Jeff fans starting the shot clock chant a little bit early.
Nice defense. Oh, Good hands there, not to commit the foul. She got all ball.
Terrific effort from Bombard to get back and prevent Elmer from getting a good look at the hoop. Screen from Stay. She rolls off of it. Pass was intended for her, just too hot to handle. Came off of the palms and ended up back with her on this near side. Picked up her dribble, though. Elmer into the corner. Whitley, good look. Can't get it to fall. Offensive rebound, Stay. Second chance, no good. Elmer, third chance, no good. And eventually finds its way to Isabella Bombard, who's quickly doubled by the Spartans. She stepped out of bounds.
Oh, boy, they could have called potentially could have called a foul there, but good defense.
Definitely wouldn't have been surprised to see a block call there against Caitlin Whitley. That one deflected. It's going to go out of play. Locke got a hand on it. South Jeff will inbound the basketball right at half court on this near sideline. Perry picked up her dribble. She got over half court. Heaves it into the corner for Stay. Whitley. Elmer. Whitley has it back. Into the post for Stay. Dish back out. Clara Stay, foot on the line. No good. Rebounded by Abigail Bombard. And she's going to get it over half court. Harassed and harried from behind by Perry. Got into the paint. Drew the foul. I think that one's going to go against Stay.
Not sure why this didn't click with me before. I just got thinking, they've done a decent job against the press. Although when they take away Bombard, it certainly makes that a lot more difficult. But, one of the best ways to prepare for the press is to practice against it. How do they even simulate that in practice with only 6 players? They really can't do a full court 5-on-5. They don't have 10 people. So how do you practice against, even though you know you're going to play a team like this? We saw Watertown do a lot of pressing last weekend. It's hard to prepare for a team like that when you can't practice what they do. You can't practice against it.
No, that's an excellent point, something you don't even really think about. And even if you bring in the JV squad to play against, it's still not quite the same experience. South Jeff able to break it this time. Hodges.
Another rebound.
Cutting inside, couldn't get it to fall. Rebound by Larrabee. Driving in, right hand shot, no good. Good look from Bombard. She had some speed cutting down the court. IHC still hanging around. 29-23, make that 31 as the floater falls for
setting up that
Perry.
Trap. She got rid of it that time before the trap. Now
Delaney in trouble. Jump ball as it was wrestled away. Yeah, Bombard able to get somebody else the basketball.
Which, ultimately, I think that's what South Jeff is trying to do, get the ball out of her hands.
Well, as you've said it a couple of times now, she's their most dangerous scorer for sure. Here she is on the near side. That one no good. That was actually her sister, Isabella. You can tell, going to be a similar player, a couple of years younger, just not quite at the same level just yet.
Same tendencies on the court, just needs a little more time.
Absolutely, experience is really everything. Whitley's 3, no good. Came all the way out, rebounded by Brooke Perry. She's going to drive in. Perry faked the pass. Really good.
That was nice.
Really good move.
Wow, that was impressive.
Just smooth from Brooke Perry. Very natural looking. Taken away by Morahan.
I think she might have walked, and she did, yep.
Well, I'll tell you what. Somebody went to South Jeff. Had a lot of gym classes with Michelle Whitley. That's very familiar.
That voice.
Very loud, but always encouraging and always teaching.
Right.
Never demeaning. Michelle Whitley, one of the real good guys in basketball.
Shot.
Not that there are too many bad guys, but
almost a left-handed shot.
It was
from Bombard.
It was. That's something that really understated in basketball, the ability to go to the offhand and score with it.
usually see it around the basket. You don't normally see it for an 8-10 foot jump shot.
Right, from mid-range. Bombard got that one to fall. 33-25. South Jeff doing just enough right now.
Looks like Chloe Elmer going to check into the game. She just went over to the scorer's table. I'm not sure she's been in the game yet today. Bringing a little more size into the game.
South Jeff, I thought maybe when we first started the game that they were going to be a little more in danger underneath. Larrabee with that size advantage hasn't turned out to be something IHC's really been able to use too much.
Right.
They just haven't been able to get the ball over half court and really set up an offense to utilize Larrabee in a way offensively. She's been all over the place on the glass, but
yeah, a lot of their offenses run through Hodges. They get her the ball in the wing. She either takes that shot or she cuts inside and either dishes or puts it up. But that's the offenses run really through her for a lot of the game.
So just over halfway through the final quarter, 33-25. Spartans will have the ball under the basket at the far end of the gymnasium. Morahan will inbound to Whitley. She throws it way down the court and unable to save it from going out of bounds was Brooke Perry. Pass from Whitley that time looked more like a full court heave shot than a pass. Just thrown in the corner. And Perry just couldn't come up with it.
Oh.
Fight for it on the near side and
She
good
did
spot.
Get the timeout. Yep.
Good spot. Delaney called timeout over there on the far side. I think Bombard was probably trying to call timeout herself. Not sure who they ended up giving it to, but IHC calls it with 3 minutes and 31 seconds to save a turnover there on the far side, right in front of their own bench. Been a good matchup. It hasn't been a high-scoring matchup, but it's been exciting to watch nonetheless.
Yeah, some good basketball, just littered with a lot of turnovers. Not necessarily sloppy play, more good defense.
No, exactly.
Both ends. You got the press from South Jeff that's clearly created a lot of turnovers and active hands at IHC and some excellent rebounding. They haven't given up a lot of second chance points. It just, the difference has been their offense not being able to find a second option to get some points on the board. It's really been the difference from where I'm standing.
I was waiting for that second buzz from the scoreboard. Bit of a delay there after the timeout getting restarted. I didn't want to start talking and have that go off in my ear. Back underway, 3.5 to go. Quarter number 4. South Jeff leading 33-25. Bombard against Morahan. It's a matchup probably IHC would be thrilled with. Bombard dishing out, Lott into the corner. Delaney shot no good, rebounded by Morahan. And she gets it to Whitley. IHC have called the press off a little bit here too in the second half. I think that's maybe just a matter of not having the legs to keep it due. Yep. And shot from Perry, no good. Rebounded by IHC. On the other way.
Oh, behind the back. Nice.
She's done that 3 or 4 times tonight.
Let her finish. Oh, it's coast to coast.
She got to that left side of the basket. And you see kind of threw it up there with both hands. Couldn't get it to fall. Morahan came up with a rebound, but then she traveled.
Right inside. Hey, there's a bucket. She's worked hard all day inside. Good to see her get a bucket. Cut it back to right to that magic 6 again. Let's see if they can get it underneath 6. Now with only 2.5 to go.
So IHC does get the ball to Larrabee in the post. Good look for her. She picks up points 3 and 4 the night for her.
To go with how many rebounds?
At least 17.
Phenomenal work on the boards.
Really good night for her. Really, the whole team's played well from an IHC perspective. They just don't have too many
the scoring options
weapons. Yeah,
they're all the effort's been phenomenal. They play together. They play well as a team. They look to get the ball to each other unselfishly.
And that being said, they're
in this
really
game.
right in this game with 2.5 minutes to go, only down by 6. They get Bombard a couple of looks and get a couple of stops defensively.
Could have called a walk there, but didn't.
Oh, fight for it underneath, hard.
And they
fall for
foul
Larrabee.
on IHC.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they called it a foul or if they called it a jump ball.
Oh, good call. Yep, they just
It
changed
is a
the
jump.
arrow.
I was waiting for that arrow to change and wasn't sure it was going to. It did eventually. Whitley. Perry on the near side. Had Whitley in the corner, now finds her. Into the post for Morahan, deflected and taken away. Delaney
Chance
ended
here.
up with it.
Really got to score on this possession now under 2 minutes. Found her way into the lane. There's the deuce. Cut it to 4. Got a ball game here.
Good look for IHC. What a difference it makes for them if they can get the ball over half court.
Yes. Yep.
It's been their real
They
struggle
have some
all
time,
night.
Yeah, they have some time to set up an offense, set up a set play.
That time they got a floater look from the free throw line for Bombard. She got it to fall. Cuts it to 4 points. Just under 2 minutes to go.
They can get a stop here on this next possession. I mean, they very well might put the press on and try to get a turnover. Even if they can just get a stop and get a rebound, come down and score again. It's a one-possession game with a minute to go. I feel like all the pressure's on South Jeff, even though they'll be in the lead. They've kind of controlled it since the end of that first quarter and haven't put them away, and now here we are with the potential to get to a one-possession game inside a minute.
Like you said, it'll be interesting to see what IHC does out of timeout. Doesn't. Well, it does. I was going to say, it didn't look like they were going to put on the press, but they will.
Yep. Well, and they've taken out their basically the player that's been the primary ball handler here the last couple of minutes, although she has had a couple of turnovers. Let's see who they expect to bring the ball up here.
It's Hodges.
Yep.
Which makes sense. Hodges gets it to stay on the near side. IHC trying to double Perry. Guarded by Delaney. Driving in.
Oh,
and
nice
block.
block.
Gets her own rebound and stayed inbound somehow.
Nice hands again. There's the stop.
And
somebody's hurt down at the end of the court.
Yeah, that's
and
Perry.
A bucket and one.
So what a huge
what a turn.
Sequence of events that is. As Perry's in some serious discomfort. She's up walking off the court. But she went hard, I think, into the
I think she might have
padding behind
agreed.
Basket. And I can tell you, the padding does help, but it only helps so much.
It's
There's
still a cement wall behind it.
Exactly. There's not a lot of thickness there either. If you go in it with any force, it's still really smart.
We've got Bombard at the line here with a chance to make this a 1-point game, a minute and a half to go. You know, it was 8, it seemed like just a minute ago. Suddenly found some offense. Serenaded here by what I think might be the boys basketball team down there.
It is the boys basketball team down there. They were led by Bobby Pittick. Got everybody up, was conducting.
Hopefully
They're
this
singing
is the chorus teacher down here. Maybe we can get him on key.
Believe, if I'm hearing that correctly, that's Wham's Last Christmas. So that's a
kudos to you for recognizing that.
Well, that's why I said I believe. It's a rendition of it. Certainly not the best one I've ever heard, but it is a rendition. Last Christmas. Boys basketball team trying to will the girls to a win here, trying to hold on.
We're in for a good finish here, I think.
The last time IHC got it this close, South Jeff turned the press on and got a couple of baskets quick. Now it's IHC putting the press on, trying to turn South Jeff over. Claire Stay gets over half court. Dish to Whitley.
Quickly brought Whitley back in the game. She really has, to me, been a spark on this offensive end.
Hodges goes right into the paint and draws the foul. I wondered if we might see South Jeff try to use a little bit more of the clock, but Hodges liked her odds getting inside.
Much as we've talked about that IHC offense struggling, I believe they've scored on 3 straight possessions. Need another one here. Be interesting to see if they can do it again.
First one rattles in for Savannah Hodges. Second, no good, but an offensive rebound. Whitley.
Thought she wanted that 3.
You
Thought better of it.
You could tell she thought better of it, and that probably is the right decision. Maybe not. She lost the handle.
Here we go. Got the turnover without having to pressure the ball. Here we go. 1 possession game. Actually a chance to tie or take the lead.
Bombard. Under a minute to go. Driving in. Block.
The block. 2 from the line. She could tie it up.
Bombard.
Took a pretty good fall there.
Yep, still.
Some of those falls to the floor just have a different sound when it's bone hitting floor. Hopefully she can pull it together physically. She makes 2 here. We got a tie game with a minute to go. I think it's all IHC could ask for.
Oh. In and out. Stays 2 points for now. 1 more from the line coming up.
Good looking shot there too.
For Bombard.
Down.
Oh, agreed. I thought it was going to fall through. That one does. 34
Timeout.
to 33. Timeout called by South Jeff with just under a minute to go. 59.7. What has turned out to be a really interesting, intriguing, back and forth basketball game. South Jeff had a 8 or 10 point lead for pretty much the entire game. IHC here right at the end has pulled it together.
IHC hung around, finally have found a way to generate some offense here in the last 3 minutes of the game and combine that with a couple of bad possessions out of South Jeff, and here we are.
We've been able to turn over the Spartans the last couple possessions, which has made a big difference for them. 1 point game, 34 to 33. Morahan inbounds to Hodges. Gets it right back. Dish to Whitley up top. Whitley, guarded by Delaney. Gets it to Brooke Perry, who's checked back in after going hard into the wall underneath the IHC basket. Has it now.
6 on the shot clock.
Perry has to get a shot off. Gets it to Hodges. She's going to take it from
Deep.
way downtown. Stayed out.
Oh, an offensive rebound. Now they got a foul. There's only 25 seconds left.
And that might be a
That's
jump
a
ball.
Jump, and that's IHC
It's
possession.
IHC's basketball.
Great hands, good composure there from Bombard. She easily could have fouled, was the first thought in my head. Instead, she got both hands on it. Here we go. They can wait for the last shot.
Whistle before we can start play. I think IHC's going to call a timeout. Well, not the greatest of possessions for South Jeff. Sure, they used the whole shot clock, but they didn't get a good shot off.
No, a 23-foot jump shot with 30 seconds left in the game is, I don't think, what you drew up. Did good to get the rebound, and then just Bombard made a heads-up play and got a hand on the ball. So interesting now. So what's your feeling? Do you try to score quickly, or do you hold for the last shot and put all the pressure on that last possession? Or do you give yourself more opportunities by going to the bucket early?
I think the problem with trying to hold on to possession is IHC hasn't done a great job of that tonight.
Correct.
And
You've
have a
yourself
feeling,
one chance.
at least before this timeout was called, South Jeff committed to playing the press.
Yes.
So unless Whitley changes her mind here and pulls the press off, IHC still has to contend with the South Jeff press and break that.
Right. And that's taken them almost the entire 10
game to
seconds
figure
every
out.
time. Yeah, it's going to leave them with 10 seconds. You're going to have to make that one your possession. You're right. It's a great,
And as I
great
say
thought
that,
process.
it looks like Whitley, well, the ball will be
Off.
inbounded in an IHC half, so that'll change things too. But South Jeff, you got to think, will still try to swarm Bombard. She does get a good screen from Larrabee. She has the basketball. IHC set up now. Down to 15 seconds and
an offensive foul on the
foul.
screen. Oh. And not a bad call. She was moving. That was a moving screen for sure.
Larrabee's been setting hard screens all night. And that one just a little too much movement in it. And that's a
That big size advantage kind of draws. I mean, you got the biggest player on IHC against Whitley, the smallest player
Right.
on the court. The odds that somebody's going to hit the floor are pretty good, and that draws the attention of the official. Clearly, IHC is going to try to get Bombard an open look, which is exactly what happened. It just the way the two players that came together. Well, they should get another possession. I'm going to assume they're going to, if they can't get a steal, get the quick foul. They're either going to be down 2 or 3 with a shot at the end.
And free throws at this level of the game are certainly not a given either.
Absolutely. It's different. When they put that decimal point up there and you're under a minute, free throws get a lot harder.
Absolutely. The situation makes a difference too. South Jeff will inbound over by their bench after the timeout. 16.4 on the clock. 34-33. South Jeff leads. They have the basketball. Can they get it to Whitley? They do.
Almost.
Pretty close to half court. She's fouled.
Could have called the third step there, too. Still got fouls to give. That's a problem for IHC. They're going to have to foul a couple more times.
2 more. Hodges gets the ball. Just a
They got a
chance for
foul
South Jeff
here.
to run the clock off, and they do. A little bit, anyway. Down to 10.5. IHC still got to foul one more time. I think if you're South Jeff, you got to run a play to get the ball to Perry. 2 free throws we saw from her earlier were both outstanding. Instead, they get it to Chloe Elmer because she's who is open.
And she has not been on the court a ton. She's going to have to go to the line with a little bit of pressure. I believe it's 2 free throws, correct? There are no more one-on-ones?
You were the one that brought that up a
Yeah, I
couple
think-
weeks ago when we were in Copenhagen, and since then I've paid attention. That is how it's been working, both boys and girls.
Right, I think it started with the girls, and I think it's new for the boys this year.
Elmer, no good. 1-point game still.
Even if she misses, got to get that rebound, which has been an advantage for IHC all night. Let's see if they can pull this one down if they miss it. And they
Offensive
can't.
rebound. Morahan goes right up with it. And Elmer with another offensive rebound. She'll go to the line again.
All day long, she's got all the rebounds, and they couldn't corral that one. 2 more chances here,
Well, I think
and now the clock under 5 seconds.
Morahan was anticipating a foul, and that's maybe
Yes.
why she went
Yep.
up with a shot. Again, Elmer short.
Get a rebound and a timeout.
IHC, at least according to the scoreboard, doesn't have any left. Fight for it
Well, that's
underneath.
gotta
A
be
lot
a
of
foul.
contact. The ball's laying there. Nobody
No
blew
call.
a whistle.
No call.
And
Wow.
South Jeff's going to run the clock out.
Wow.
There was all sorts of contact down low.
I think Bombard's hurt.
Bombard
Her
and
shoe was off, I believe. Somebody's shoe was laying there.
Somebody's
No,
shoe.
Not hers.
it's Whitley's.
Whitley's.
I think
Wow.
Whitley ended up on top of Bombard.
Official was right there. It was literally
was
right in front of him. So
no whistle.
I can't question it, but I don't know how 3 players end up on the floor and there's no foul.
No, I tell you what, Ron, I'm with
Wow.
you entirely.
I mean, great finish regardless. You got a 1-point game, but IHC had their chances. South Jeff couldn't put it away at the free throw line, and a no whistle ends up ending the game.
Both, like you said, both teams had chances there at the end
Absolutely.
to make it go either way. IHC
Bombard's still struggling over there. I'm not sure she can get through the handshake line. Her back, I think she came down pretty solid on her back. She's still on the bench.
Yeah, very square on the back, and then a couple of players ended up on top of her. In addition to that, South Jeff over there to meet her, shake hands, and she had an excellent game.
Good sportsmanship. All of the South Jeff girls, a lot of them headed over to make sure she's okay and wanted to shake hands with her. She played a great game. She was absolutely the leader of that IHC team, clearly the leading scorer. I don't know if you got the final stats there for us.
Nate's not here. Zach, and can you believe it? We get a game in South Jeff, and Nate's not here. Zach has totaled the stats up. Abigail Bombard ended up with 25 points, 5 rebounds. Isabella had 4 points, 4 rebounds, 4 steals. Brea Larrabee, 4 points, 17 rebounds, and a steal. And for South Jeff, Savannah Hodges, 13 points, 6 rebounds. Whitley, 7 points, 4 rebounds. Brooke Perry, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 4 steals. South Jeff really spread it out. Scoring the ball, neither team scored a ton, 34-33. I don't know, looking at those stats, I know South Jeff ended up with a win, but it's kind of hard to not give Player of the Game award to Bombard just so that performance, then the grittiness there at the end.
Fantastic. She almost single-handedly, well, she did single-handedly bring them back. That run was all, I believe, all her scoring.
And despite the fact that she was consistently doubled and triple teamed and pressed all night, did a really good job.
Found another gear with 3 minutes to go and brought her team back. Missed that one. I mean, you can't expect her to make everything. But if you look back, she had those 2 free throws after that hard fall to the floor. Missed the first one, made the second one to cut it to 1, and that one ends up being the difference. Great effort. Great comeback. They fought hard. South Jeff just found a way at the end. Kudos to them.
Really good basketball game. We didn't know what to expect based on the scores these teams have put up against some of the teams we've played, or teams we've seen anyway. IHC beat Watertown.
That's phenomenal to me.
Well, Watertown.
And handily. It wasn't a double-digit win.
11-point win against Watertown. And then lost to Carthage, who we saw Watertown beat. So we didn't know what to expect coming into the night, and it ended up being a really good basketball game. 34-33, the final score. They went back and forth right there at the very end. IHC crawled their way back into it from 7 or 8 down and made it a really close game. And it was a lot of fun bringing you the basketball action tonight on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel, presented by the Bob Johnson Auto Group, Drex Subs, and the Church Street Diner. For our team tonight, Cody Wheeler, Zach Zabriskie, Ron Rockwood. My name's Connor Lalone. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll tune in for more basketball in the future. Brought to you by the NBC Watertown Stream Team. Final score, 34-33. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night, and have a very happy holidays.